as a firstborn, you're expected to be strong. You understand? You're expected to be strong. Like you are not accorded to be weak. You are showing how strong you are, how powerful you are. So there's no sign, there's no room for weakness as a firstborn. So when you are dating or you're in a relationship with the opposite sex, you tend to be hard on her. You understand? You see him becoming so hard. You see him taking decisions basically for himself, for them, which is not supposed to be so. You're supposed to, like, in a relationship, you're not supposed to decide on yourself. You're supposed to decide with your partner. But you see them most time deciding by themselves because of
that is what they are used to.
That was what they are used to. You understand? Right from being this having this responsibility on them.
Yes.
You understand? So another syndrome is being emotionally like they are, how will I put it now? They're emotionally they tend to be emotionally strong when they are not. Hello guys, my name is Divine and I'm here on Trauma or Bad Character.
Hi Divine, it's so good to have you here.
Thank you.
I'm so happy about this conversation that we're having today. I don't know if I should say happy, but I guess I'm just curious.
Okay.
I also just really want to understand the first son trauma syndrome. My dad is a first son and I have seen him carry so much burden from people around him and all that. And growing up, I often used to wonder, is it not possible that this burden can be shared? Can someone else not carry it? As a first son, anything that happens in the family, especially in this part of our world, like in the Igbo culture mostly, I don't really know. You're Igbo, right?
Of course.
I don't really know about other parts of, the culture. But I know that in the Igbo culture, if anything happens in the family, they'll say, call the first son. It doesn't even matter if there is any other son on ground at the time that situation is happening. Yeah. They're going to ask you, have you called Dede? Have you called Dede? Have you called Dema? Have you called Demaka? And all of that. So this brings me to the very first conversation. And I'll ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you think there is really such a thing as first son syndrome? Like, is there really such a thing as first son? And does it come up, is it bestowed upon you by your own choice, or does it just happen? So I'm asking this because I'm thinking, if there is any other son in the family doing gra, is there a possibility that the attention will shift to that person and then they will leave the first son? Is there any possibility like that?
Okay, that's a beautiful question. Let me start by saying, in Africa, Asia, Europe, all over the world, the firstborn weighs a lot of responsibility. That ties to being a firstborn. You have these responsibilities, these pressures, you understand, that shaping you into like being traumatic. So let me give a scenario that explains and portrays this point. Now, there was a point in the Bible when God was seated in heaven and he held a scroll and he said, and then an angel said, that who is worthy to receive the scroll from his hand and open the seal.
Yeah.
And then everywhere was silent, actually. Then an elder, now told John. John was the one receiving the revelation. He told John that, weep not, because John was crying and nobody was worthy. That the Lamb of God, which is Jesus Christ, who is also the firstborn of every creature, was going to pick up the seal. So ordinarily, Jesus knew that responsibility as being the firstborn has been on him. So it was his responsibility to come and pick up that scroll and save humankind and humanity. No wonder God said that he is the firstborn of every creation. So it does not start today. This responsibility has long started before the foundation of the world. Being a firstborn, you are shouldered a lot of responsibilities, pressures. You have to be understanding. You understand? So either it being that the firstborn is there or the lastborn is there, even though the firstborn does not even have money or is not,
going to ask
you understand, does not have money, and the lastborn has, they must accord that respect to him, no matter what. You understand? Because our culture, and if the firstborn has not said anything, no one has said anything.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So also being the firstborn, I want to add this: being the firstborn, it means that you are actually the third parent.
Wow.
Yes, you
Wow,
are
that's
actually
such
the
a
third.
burden.
You have
Sounds
to
like
just
a
see yourself as the
burden.
third parent because you are actually the third parent in the family, in the home. Yeah.
Wow, that's very, very profound. And that thought parenting sounds like a burden. I mean, now that you've brought Jesus Christ into it, I can't even argue with you again. So it's sounding as though you are the first son.
Yeah.
And if you've been born as the first son, you are the first son. Like, you cannot be unborn.
Of course, you cannot.
Okay, that's quite interesting. And I love that. Maybe I should ask when you got into the realization that, oh, I'm a first son.
Yeah.
Does it start from like childhood? Once you're born as a first son, you already know you're the first son? Or is there something that happens to every first son that brings this, thoughts in them or brings this realization in them that I am the first son? Is there something that happens, and what is it for you?
Okay, for me, I will take myself as an example. But before then, the firstborn is a role model.
Okay.
You are portraying, your parents see you as a role model for others to see. Because, they'll always tell you, oh, your siblings are watching you. You have to be a role model. You have to be strong. You have to be emotionally strong. You have to be. So a lot is required from the first child.
Yeah.
You understand? Now, for me personally, the realization came when I lost my dad. I was 15 years old. Yeah, when I lost my dad, I was very young. I was very naive about life. Then when I lost my dad, then you see people started coming to tell me, especially my uncles, oh, you're not the first. You're the firstborn. Your dad is late. You're the one marrying your mom now. You have to take care of your mom. You have to take care of your siblings. So at that young age, it was strange to me, and I had to realize that, oh, it's true. Because I remember most times, doing lots of menial jobs just to survive and cater for my mom and my younger ones.
Yes.
I had to go hog bread. I had to do block work. I had to do a lot of jobs. At the end of the day, I have to sacrifice. You understand? At that young age, I was sacrificing a lot. But I just finished my junior secondary school when I lost my dad. Even at that, I was still, working hard. At the end of the month, when I received my salary, I would split it. Almost nothing will be left with me. I'll give my mom, oh, go and take care of yourself. I have to, so growing up, it became like a burden. It became like a responsibility. I had to accept it. You understand? Wholeheartedly, like, oh, look, nobody's coming to save you. There's no dad. So, you understand?
Yes.
Yeah, so it even reminded me when my birthday, there was a post my sister wrote. She said, oh, she was wishing me a happy birthday, and she said, oh, happy birthday to my brother. You took up a responsibility of a father at a young age.
Sure.
When she said it, I just dropped the phone and tears were rolling down my eyes.
Wow.
Because it's good for them to acknowledge the fact that, oh, yes, you're actually trying, you're doing your best.
Yes. It sounds so much like a selfless act.
Of course.
And I can't relate, but it's something that I've seen someone do, and that person is my dad. And I know that a lot of first sons who are watching can relate to this. But what I want to ask you now is if these things created any sort of trauma in you, were you first of all doing them? What did it create in you? Would you say that it shaped the way you grew up as first son?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, do first sons grow differently from other sons? Are there when you're growing up, is there something in your head that keeps reminding you, I'm the first son, I'm the first son?
Of course.
Because, I don't know, maybe last borns who are boys could just live their life and stuff. Is there truly a difference for you as a first son?
Yes, for me, actually, I have a younger brother, you understand? And there's a much bigger difference.
So your younger brother is collecting now.
He's collecting. In fact, he calls me, I need this, I need that, I will give it. Most of my clothes, he wears them. I do it for him selflessly.
Yes.
You understand? So there are a lot of responsibilities being bestowed upon me as the first son. There are these childhood traumas, growing up as the first child that reshapes the way you behave, the way you grow. You understand? And this acts as probably in your relationships. In relationship, it makes you emotionally unavailable. You understand? Makes you emotionally unavailable. Even as a man, there is this control tendencies because you are a firstborn. There is this leadership qualities you have. You are whenever you want to accord that respect, you want to dish out respect and all that. So and also these traumas and all these traumas help. It reshapes us to the point that there are so many things that we like so many fences that we hold around ourselves to get. So
Let's go to the juicy part,
okay.
which is the relationships that first sons tend to have. I'm talking about now relationship with the opposite sex, romantic relationships. I've heard several women say, I don't want to marry a firstborn. I don't want to marry a firstborn because of all the things that come with it. And now we're understanding that some of those things are trauma-based because of the responsibilities that the first son had to carry from a young age.
Yeah.
So, but I wanted to clarify some of those things and where they are coming from. Some of those things that have shaped first sons and where they are coming from. So let's start with, you already mentioned one, being emotionally unavailable.
Yes.
For a lot of first sons, I don't know, is it something that they decide, I don't want to be like this, or is it coming from somewhere? A lot of first sons are not lovey-dovey.
Yeah.
They're not lovey-dovey and all of that. So where is that coming from?
Okay. Actually, it's actually coming from those traumas growing up. You understand? Because as a firstborn, you're expected to be strong. You understand? You're expected to be strong. Like you are not accorded to be weak. You are showing how strong you are, how powerful you are. So there's no room for weakness as a firstborn. So when you are dating or you're in a relationship with the opposite sex, you tend to be hard on her. You understand? You see him becoming so hard. You see him taking decisions basically for himself, for them, which is not supposed to be so. You're supposed to, like, you know, in a relationship, you are not supposed to decide on yourself. You're supposed to decide with your partner. But you see them most time deciding by themselves because of
that is what they are used to.
That was what they are used to. You understand? Right from being this having this responsibility on them.
Yes.
You understand? So another syndrome is being emotionally like they are, how will I put it now? They're emotionally they tend to be emotionally strong when they are not. Now let me give you an example. There was a time I was crying. I was crying. So, and my brother heard me crying and he saw me and he was surprised. You know, I raised my head because I was bent over. I raised my head and he saw me crying and he didn't ask me. I saw the confusion in his face. He was looking at me like, I've never seen my big bro crying before because during those periods I was overwhelmed with a lot of responsibilities that was saddled upon me, you know, and it was too much for me.
Yes.
You know, and as a firstborn, I'm not supposed to exhibit those stuff, you know, to start crying.
It's called weakness.
Yeah, those weaknesses. Thank you. So he saw me and he didn't say anything. And then later he came to meet me and was like, was I praying? That was what he said. I said, yes, I'm fine. He said, was I praying or I was crying? Or I was sounding as if I was crying. I told him I was praying. I didn't want to sound as if I'm weak. Then he told me that's not prayer. I mean, you were crying. You were sobbing. So later on, I had to like open up to him. And, you know, so those tendencies growing up makes us to be like strong. Like we have to. There's no room for weakness. No room to show any sign of weakness. You have to be strong. You get so.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. So how about controlling symptoms, syndrome rather, the controlling syndrome? Now, is it, and I'm also thinking, if as a first son, you grow up and you find now that you have all of these qualities in you, is there room for you? I'm asking you personally. Is there room for you to, or do you even think that first sons realize that these things are coming from somewhere? Or do you think that, okay, first sons grow up and they see these things about themselves, they're not taking that this is my personality, this is who I am, and all of that? Because I feel that's one of the important things about this conversation. The fact that people now get to realize that this is probably not how I was even built, but the circumstances around me built me this way. So you as a first son, have you ever thought of it even before like these conversations? Is this something that has come to your mind, that the fact that you are a first son is what has made you, has built you into the person that you are?
Yes, of course. Those traumas growing up as a first son has built me into the person that I am. And most times when I exhibit all these tendencies and all these characters and traits, I don't see it as anything. I see it, oh, it's just me. It's just me being me. You understand? This is me. Even in relationships, you understand? I'm like, I want to be, where are you? Where are you? Where are you at this moment? Send me life location. Let me, you know. And most times, the person I'm in a relationship with will say, you don't trust me. You don't believe in me. Like, and I'll be like, most times I'll be like, that's your problem. That's your business. I try to like, this is who I am. I have to know where you are. You have to tell me what you're doing at this very moment. And so, but deep down in me, I was just in that, perhaps this is not right.
Yes. But where do you think that is coming from? Do you think it's coming from the fact that you started leading at an early stage, like protective instincts and all that?
Yes.
Or do you think you just want to control another person?
It's not like I want to control another person's daughter. Okay. I'm not like that. Okay. I'm not an army man.
Okay.
But it's coming from childhood.
Okay.
You understand? Growing up, being the first son. You understand? Like, you know, when you're the first son, you have to call where are you? Are you home? You understand? It shows
what your dad had to do.
Yes, I watched my dad do that to me and to us. So when he's no more there, somebody has to fill in those shoes. Where are you?
Yes. You
understand? Even my sister, if they want to travel, you have to say it on the group and chat me personally. Like, this is where I'm traveling to. And I will tell them, it's not like I don't want you to go anywhere. For security purposes, you have to be accountable. I have to be accountable for you.
Yes.
You understand? So I feel it's as a result of, you know, growing up and how I was raised.
Yes.
And taking up that responsibility when my dad is no more.
Wow, that's quite interesting. Okay, so finally, I'll ask you this.
Okay.
Or maybe not finally, but I want to ask you this question. Do you think that the society is unfair to first sons? Do you think that the society is unfair to first sons? And apart from society, do you think that other family members, because I want first sons who are watching this to be thinking, yes, my family members are unfair to me. Do you think that family members are unfair to first sons? So use yourself as an example, or maybe just think on behalf of other first sons. Do you think that they don't give them that emotional shoulder, that benefit of the doubt, that, oh, you are trying? Because maybe for first sons, when I'm even thinking about it and I'm thinking about my dad, when the other siblings or sons call you and you don't have or you don't show up, they take it that you are wicked and they believe that you are wicked or you just don't want to help them. So do you think that the society is unfair to first sons?
Yeah, of course they are.
Wow.
The society is actually unfair to first sons, you understand, in the sense that, you know, I feel the firstborns are not appreciated more. Like, they don't accord that much appreciation to them. Because I'm talking from my own perspective, you get. So I feel we just do it naturally and just feel like, you know, at the end of the day, God is going to be the one to, you know, bless us and reward us. You get. So, but I feel because those pressures coming to us, like, they affect us mentally. Sometimes we're not stable. Sometimes as a young man, there's something called like midlife crisis. You get. So sometimes you are confused in life. Sometimes you have to be selfless for your younger ones. You understand? So that most times you, as a first son, you have to like maybe pay their school fees. You have to you deny yourself lots of good things, pleasures, just because you want to see them happy. You understand? Those responsibilities. You understand? So I feel like the society is not fair to we the firstborns. I'm talking from like I'm not even standing to be corrected. I feel like we are not giving that much appreciation. You understand? So those people watching us, they should know that see, just call your firstborn or call your brother and appreciate them. You know, buy them gifts, take them out. Oh, brother, look, I don't have much. You understand?
But you are trying.
You are trying.
Do you think some siblings are entitled?
Yeah, I feel most siblings are entitled. Some are entitled. They'll be like, is it because they are the firstborn or what? They feel like whatever. Most of them feel like it's even their right. Their rights. You're supposed to give us this thing.
Sacrifice your own and give them.
And give them. But I was like, oh, if you were to be in my shoes, you won't do that. You get. So a lot of responsibilities. You deny yourself a lot of. There's something called delayed gratification. You deny yourself as the firstborn.
Yes.
Talking from my own self.
Yes, I understand. And I think that a lot of first sons can actually relate.
Of course.
Because I don't see any fault in what you are saying.
Yeah.
I don't think that you are being, selfish or asking for too much as a first son. But I'll ask you two last questions. The first one is, do you think that people, because like I've said, I've heard women say, I don't want to date firstborns. But do you think that women who are dating firstborns have a role to play in softening them?
Well, I feel their women or their ladies are meant to be soft to them. Just accord this love to them. They are human beings. They are not perfect. These characters they exhibit, they are as a result of growing up, those childhood, those trauma growing up. You understand? So just accord that love to them. And actually, these firstborns, they're actually very sweet. Yeah, they're actually very sweet because they know how to, love a woman.
Yeah.
They know how to take care of a woman. They know how to sacrifice. Talking from my own perspective.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah, I know how to do that, Love a woman, sacrifice, show her that you love her so much. Because that firstborn, that word, being a firstborn, it shows that you are, let's say, for example, now, like you lost your dad. You are feeling the shoes of a man at that early age. You are the husband. You are acting so many roles: the father, the husband, the brother, everything. So it's a whole lot of, Okay. So if you are dating a firstborn out there,
pamper them,
hold him, hold him, because they are sweet. Honestly, they are sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have I dated a firstborn before? A first son? Think. I don't know. But my brother, this one, you are saying that you know how to love a woman.
Of course.
Are you single?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not single. I'm actually...
Okay, please. He's not single, okay? But when he becomes single, because overtaking is allowed, you can still try your love. Okay. Lastly, if you were given the opportunity to not be the first son, to be the son in the middle, second, third, fourth, any other one, think very well. Would you take it? If you were given the opportunity before you were born to not be the first son?
That's a very, 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 very difficult question. But for me, because of those responsibilities, I would say I would want to, just shy away from that responsibility growing up. Because I took that responsibility at a very young age. You understand? So being the firstborn and being the first child, you get. So, but I feel probably, let's say I can just excuse myself to being the firstborn for a while. Let me just for a while.
Take a break.
A break. Thank you.
Another person.
Let another person feel it and know how hot and how hard it is.
Yes.
So, it's a whole lot.
Shy. Sorry, yeah. All right. And I mean, well done. You've been doing a great job so far. I'm sure that your siblings will testify. Even for your sister to make that post about, just being appreciative of the role that you filled in as a father. So I'm definitely sure that you're doing so great. So what is one last thing that you would tell every first son out there now realizing that some of the things that they are going through is from a place of trauma? What is that one thing that you can tell them?
Okay. What I will tell every firstborn out there, be it a male or a female, is that number one, you are doing a great job. And you're in short, I would say that God is going to bless you. God is going to reward you. Keep doing what you're doing.
Amen.
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing, because I know those responsibilities they don't just come on you. They come to you when you're not even asking of it. So just be strong, be courageous, just keep doing what you're doing, and don't worry, the result will be massive, and God is going to reward you at the end of the day.
All right. Thank you so much, Divine. And lastly, from every conversation that we've had today, I need you to now answer all the bad traits that you have, the ones we've mentioned, the ones we've not mentioned, and on behalf of all the first sons, would you say that all of these traits that first son embody, they are coming from a place of trauma, or that they are just bad characters? So show your results to the camera. Trauma or bad character? Trauma. Of course, you say it's trauma. Okay, thank you so much, guys. For me, I agree with him. I think that it is also trauma. And so thank you so much for watching. If you're a first son, he has already told you everything that you need to know. Please soften up, okay? Soften up. And I believe that you're going to be fine. Thank you for watching Trauma or Bad Character podcast. See you in the next episode. Bye. Bye.